Hey, hello, bonjour. Welcome to Entailing Tales with Sush. Hans Wilsdorf is the man behind the crown. The crown, I say, because if you remember the logo of Rolex, it is the crown. In 1905, at the age of 24, Wilsdorf envisioned of a watch worn on the wrist. Wristwatches were not very precise at that time, but Hans Wilsdorf foresaw that they could become not only elegant but also reliable. Today, even after a century, his vision and mission is still upheld. From history, I'm going to take you to some mystery. Would you believe if I said Rolex has played an important role in a famous murder case? Yes, the Rolex on Ronald Platt's wrist eventually led to the arrest of his murderer, Albert Johnson Walker. In 1996, the body was found in the English Channel. The Rolex wristwatch was the only identifiable object on the body. Since the Rolex movement had a serial number and was engraved with special markings every time it was serviced, British police traced the service records from Rolex and identified the owner of the watch as Ronald Platt. In addition, British police were able to determine the date of death by examining the date on the watch calendar. Since the Rolex movement was fully waterproof and had a reserve of 2 days of operation when inactive, they were able to identify the time of death within a small margin of error. If you are engrossed into thinking about the mystery, listen up, there are many interesting contents I have for you. Rolex brands one among the world's most expensive watches. It exemplifies luxury, craftsmanship, and manufacturing expertise. They have very specific aesthetics. They are sporty, and they are tool watches, which has become a luxury now. Tool watches simply means additional functionalities besides just telling the time. They really focus on quality. Their qualities are self-winding, waterproof, and precision. It takes 1 year to make their watches, and that's no joke. The watch goes through extensive testing. The accuracy, the chronometer, the timing, and they also have extensive service after work. The clasps of the watch is opened and closed 1,000 times before it's sold. So when you buy it, you can be very sure it's not going to break. This watch will last you minimum 20 years if you take care of it, and even more. That's the reason it's so expensive, because it's made to last a lifetime if we can really take care of it. Maybe we can pass it on from one generation to another. As we know, fashion repeats itself, no doubt. And now that these vintage watches are back and trending in the market. Rolex watches are made from a higher grade quality of steel than the ones used in most other brands and watches. One of the main selling points for Rolex is the fact that this quality of steel is able to take and hold polish extremely well, which makes it more rust and corrosion resistant, better quality, and undoubtedly better looking. All Rolex watches are made and set by skilled engineers. They do use machines for some mundane tasks such as filing, cataloging, and aligning. Otherwise, everything from Rolex movements to bracelets are assembled by hand. Having said that, all Rolex watch hands are still set by hand via a trained technician. If you're thinking why such a rich company is so old-fashioned to depend on human hands, then let me prove you wrong. Technology is very important to them as much as their quality. Every Rolex facility has an army of robots helping to move parts around the manufacturing floor and carry out every precise, detailed, and repetitive tasks. As much as their quality, Rolex is crazy about their security. Be it the security checks or their safe located several floors underground or fingerprints or iris scanners. Each watch is carefully photographed and catalogued at different stages of the manufacturing process with a unique serial number. In the future, when the watch is serviced, a watchmaker can learn everything there is to know about it. The gold used in Rolex watches are made in-house. Platinum and gold are made in their own premises. Rolex is the only watch manufacturer that makes its own gold or even has a real foundry in-house. Rolex has an army of gemologists. Rolex reports that in the years they have been testing diamonds, only 2 in 20 million have been fake. It isn't even worth their time to perform the test. Nevertheless, to ensure absolute quality, they test each batch of diamonds. Each and every diamond or ruby or emerald adorned in their watches are hand-selected and hand-set. For a really good reason, since it is often said that Rolex watches are just as good as money. I'm not advertising for Rolex here, but just like me, I'm sure many of you must have been wondering, why is Rolex this expensive? It is unique, and from picking their employees to picking their diamonds, they ensure the best quality. Thank you for listening to Entailing Tales. Stay tuned for more. Cheers and goodbye.